What's up everybody, it's Silence here, although some of you may know me in-game as Copium. As many watching this video may know, World of Tanks is an immersive MMO that features a player versus player game style where you can go down different tech trees and obtain some of your favorite tanks from history, such as the M4 Sherman, M48 Patton, IS-7, and loads of other vehicles. There is a fairly large competitive scene inside the game as well. However, most clans have stat requirements that follow the WN8 system. The WN8 system uses a formula that calculates your performance based off of several key factors, but mainly your damage caused, destruction ratio, and win rate. Each and every vehicle in the game has different WN8 requirements that determine your efficiency in that vehicle. The higher your WN8 number, the better you are considered. There are two main stat groups to aim for in WN8 that will allow you to get into top clans to participate for gold, bonds, tanks, and more. These two skill groups are called Unicum and Super Unicum. You can reach Unicum by achieving 2,450 WN8 or higher, and Super Unicum is considered on World of Tanks PC to be anything above 3,000 WN8. In this guide series, we will be covering many things in order for you to raise your WN8 and become a better player so that you can achieve greatness for yourself and your clan. Today's video will be covering the basics: tank selection, equipment selection, and what consumables you should use in battle. Let's go ahead and take a moment to grab some note-taking materials and be ready to jot down some of the things that you may not have known, or the things that you would find helpful. Tank selection. The first step towards becoming a top-tier player is choosing a tank class that suits your playstyle and complements it well. There are a total of 5 different classes within the game, which include heavy tanks, which boost good armor and hard-hitting guns, medium tanks, which boast good mobility as well as decent armor and good DPM, light tanks, which utilize high view range, good camouflage, and high mobility to gather information for your team and throw enemy flanks into disarray. Tank destroyers, which have high DPM, high penetration values, and good camouflage, or SPGs, which can be used to dig enemies out of pesky positions, or utilize the stun to slow enemy pushes and assist your team by lowering the characteristics of enemy vehicles for a short period of time. You may have to do experimenting to find out which class suits you best, and to do this, I would recommend downloading the World of Tanks Common Test, which will allow you to test all of the different tech tree tanks available in the game without affecting your stats or battle count on the main server whenever it is available. This is also the ideal place to find out which tank line you would like to go down before you start your grind. Once you've found a vehicle that suits your playstyle, the grind on the live server begins. There will be 10 different tiers to play through while working towards your tier 10. Makes sense, right? While on this journey, you will have plenty of time to become accustomed to the core mechanics of the game, which we'll go over in depth in a later video. For now, we'll just touch base with what these mechanics are. These core mechanics include spotting, hit point or HP trading, rotations, and situational awareness, which is different from what the in-game tutorial covers, but not to worry, because once again, we will be going over these in a later video. Equipment. Similar to picking which tank suits your playstyle best, there is also a variety of equipment to choose from which you will select the pieces that best suit not just you, but your tank as well. Each piece of equipment enhances different characteristics of the vehicle. For instance, gun rammer boosts the reload of your gun, while vents improve your crew efficiency. Gun lane drive will increase your aiming speed, although I wouldn't recommend this unless you're playing SPG. And vertical stabilizers will improve your accuracy on the move. For the sake of in-game efficiency, I will try to avoid pieces that require you to remain still to activate, such as binoculars and camo net. as there are ways to obtain values just as effective with equipment pieces that work actively for the entire duration of the battle, without requiring you to stop. I would suggest utilizing the common test server once again to experiment with different equipment setups on different tanks to seeing what works best for you, as my equipment may not benefit your playstyle any more than it benefits anybody else's, as each person is different. The next thing we are going to be talking about is going to be the equipment. For myself, I run a pretty standard setup across the board, which would include a repair kit, usually a small on anything below tier 10, a first aid kit, which I would typically run on all of my tanks, and the nation's food or drink, which will give you an additional 10% boost to all crew skills and perks for every battle. The downside to this being that you pay 20,000 credits for each battle that you use this in, and it is automatically activated at the start of every battle. Now, if you were to choose to use an automatic fire extinguisher, which is another popular choice, I would definitely recommend the automatic fire extinguisher over the manual, as it will automatically put out the fire rather than you having to manually hit your 4, 5, or 6 key and use the manual fire extinguisher, as this will save you from taking more damage, as well as you not having to break your focus away from what is in front of you. Another option is going to be your 100 octane gasoline and your 105 octane gasoline. These will give you an additional boost to engine power and turret traverse speed. However, I typically do not run these on any of my vehicles. For, I believe it is your Russian vehicles, you will also get an option of a removed speed governor, which will give you an additional increase to engine power at the risk of engine damage after a time of using the consumable. I'd like to thank you guys for watching the first episode in the guide today, and enjoy the rest of this replay. If you enjoyed what you watched today, I'd like for you to like and subscribe, and feel free to share with your friends. This is for the improvement of the player base, more so than my personal gain.